Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Galoo. The hardest part on my tongue, thinking is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but drink a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float, they like up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hop in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast. Get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And I do apologize for a little bit of delay because I was trying to get the thumbnail together. And they wouldn't accept my first thumbnail. So I had to do a new thumbnail on here. But today, I'm going to tell you why I hate Marvel so much. Because I know I'm in a complicated relationship with Marvel. It is complicated. And I know this. And a lot of this conversation, I'm feeling a certain way after the conversation yesterday. So I kind of want to discuss kind of where I'm at mentally is where I'm at. I'm talking about everything. So if you feel a certain way or whatever, or I'm not I gotta just tell you how I feel. You know what I mean? I just gotta tell you how I feel and what kind of where I'm at when it comes to Marvel. Because, with this whole superhero landscape, man, this is just entertainment. This ain't real. At the same time, when you have so much passion and you've dedicated not only your time and your energy, but your money, you know what I'm saying, into this, it's hard. It's hard, to not feel a certain way about certain things. So I'm going to talk about today and why I hate it so much in a good way, because it's not just I'm just bantering on it. I'm just going to live stream just how I feel about Marvel and where I'm at. Um, so hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know how I am. You already know what it is. So real question is, all right, all right, all right. And before I get started, let me shout out who is all in the hizzy for shizzy. Give me just a second, cause some things are just not right. All right, let me see who's all in here. Marley Mar, good morning, good morning, good morning. And since he was one of the rare people who had a question of the day, we are going to get to that question of the day at the end of the live stream. Question of the day, and I think I'm gonna film something so I can say this is the question of the day, and then I can go into it and do my thing or whatever. But Roberta, good morning, good morning, good morning. Torian Rain Reloaded, good morning, good morning, good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Be positive, good morning, good morning. I'm going to go see it today, and we're going to see. And I mean, if you could call it that. What up, my boy? Jay Young is in the house. What's up? What's up? The life coach, Jay Young. My God, Tracy Woods is in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And to all of y'all, hope you are having a great morning, a great start to your Thursday, uh, and a positive start to your Thursday. All right. So yesterday, I'm leaning back because I kind of wanna. This is this is kind of me, kind of where I'm at mentally um when it comes to this Marvel Cinematic Universe. I want to start a little back for a little bit, um, because um, of course, getting into this space back in 2022, um, changing over my product and everything, changed the way that I did um my show, because I've eh, always been a big nerd. Always been a big nerd, especially when it comes to superheroes and stuff like that. I've always said I was afraid to show it, and then I just broke out of my shell. And I think because I was on TikTok and I was on TikTok so heavily. What up, Antonio McNeil? Good morning. I think because I was on TikTok so heavy at that time, and I was just going so hard, on certain things, like, you know, and I had people pointing out, like, yo, like I could tell you go hard on this, but do you go just as hard as all the stuff that we see in the background? And they're seeing the toys and all of that stuff that I got, action figures and collectibles and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, I'm really a fan, like, of this, and not in the, you know, Shannon Sharp type of fan either. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm a fan of that too. I ain't gonna lie. I like it. I like it a lot. But I realize how big my fandom really is, and expressing that fandom, getting into this stuff. And I just remember the first time that I met Chill, and then I met Chill, you know, um, I met other people that, yeah, we don't rock with each other no more. But I'm not going to take away the experience that I had talking to other like-minded people that, love this stuff too and just want it to be right. Right. And, certain people start to make you feel like you are, you know, a hypocrite when it comes to this stuff. And I'm going to explain it. You know, you go so hard. People like, you go so hard on Recast T'Challa. You should be doing this. Is what they're saying. You should be doing this. But yet you're not. So are you really down or you're not? And that's not the case. And because what that conversation does, it plays on your psyche. Because if one essence you like, do I want to see T'Challa recast, or do I want to see this thing go for? Yeah, but he's not the only character that I like too, and because I am a person that loves all aspects. I love Marvel and I love films. Do I want to get back into acting? Hell yeah. I tell Mika all the time what she's doing right now is phenomenal. And I'm so proud of Mika. And I'm so proud of Blue. Tad bit jealous, not going to lie, because I want to get in front of that camera again. I miss acting. So, when I get in front of, when I look at when I'm in front of, but when I look at the genre that I chose to really explore and to really go deep, and the thing that happened with Jonathan, I didn't ask for that. I didn't. I talked to my brother when I talked to him on last weekend when I was down in Wichita. We were talking about that. I'm like, bro, I really wasn't expecting to meet Jonathan, Megan, or nobody like that. I wasn't expecting to meet Danny, and all the people who was part of, the Jonathan Majors fan group or any of that, man. I just so happen to be blessed to be put in a position because of my passion, but also you got to step back and also say, okay, I still got to call out the company that's doing wrong. Excuse me. And especially the background that I come from, being so pro FBA, so pro the things that I see, the atrocities and stuff like that I talked about beforehand, just with black people. I want to still make sure that black people know I'm still here, and this is what makes my hate for Marvel, because I still love it. And it's a complicated relationship. Now, when I say that I love it, because there's people that will say, I'm boycotting right now. I'm boycotting Marvel. Then go buy Marvel Comics. The latest action figure comes out. They go buy that too. You're still feeding the beast that you're mad at. That's why I had to take a step back and be like, okay, now if I don't, now I'm going to cover it because I'm trying to do this independent journalism, step into this lane, also do the film reviews of these particular type of genres that I love. So I look at it like, okay, I'm coming from an actor's point of view, but I'm also coming so I can be able to deliver you the news. Is it good or is it not? I'm mad because if there's 3 episodes of Andor I have not seen yet, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm sitting there like, yo, you know what I mean? They doing Blade wrong. They're doing Monica Rambeau wrong. Should I still follow this? But yet I'm also like, I'm a fan of, the John Walker character because he was so compelling in the show. And as a person who loves film, and who loves the artistry, of filmmaking and in the art of expression on film. Like acting is an art that I can't help. I can't help the way that I feel when it comes to, let me see these people perform on screen and how well do they provide the type of feeling that I get from watching a performance. I can't help that. And I always say, thanks to thanks to Mika G, she got me my love back for horror, because that's what I grew up on. Shout out to my uncle CJ, my uncle Charles. I miss my uncle Charles, y'all. I'm giving again nobody. you know, when I was a kid, every Saturday, all we watched was horror films. I'm talking about I'm 10, 9, 10, 11 years old. We go with my Uncle Charles, we call him June. My Uncle June. Go with my Uncle June, you know what I'm saying? And we watching, all these horror movies, Silver Bullet, Werewolf in London, Christine. I watched Christine with my cousins, Cujo, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1, 2, 3, all of this stuff, Blood Diner, like all of this stuff, right? And then, I meet Mika and Blue, because Blue is doing, Blue's House Live, and because of Chill, because I gotta give my props to Chill. Chill put me on his platform and said, hey, this guy, I got 1,000 followers because I uploaded a short and 1,000 people followed me from a short that I wasn't even in, because I was still in the realm of doing reaction videos or whatever, to red pill talk, pink pill talk, all of this other stuff, So, but Chillmonger is the one who was like, hey, follow Dre Mac. I like his scenery. I like this. I upgraded my camera. You know what I'm saying? I moved out of that tiny apartment into a house, decorated. You know what I'm saying? The Dre Mac. I don't even know what to call this. You know what I'm saying? The blurred room, whatever. I wanted to embrace what I love. So this is why you see this to this day. You see Black Panther over there. You see Infinity Gauntlet right there. You see my Turtles collection all over there. All the arcades, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you see it. So it's been pointed out when I'm on TMZ. Man, you see this guy's room is awesome. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? My brother. You know what I mean? My brother, when I got enough money to start collecting Transformers again. You know what I mean? So it was the love. My brother, we were talking about comic books and stuff like that all day. And when I started making enough money, because I'm trying to tell you, this is why I hate it, because I love it so much. Because when I was broke, I wasn't buying no comics. I'm broke. I got to pay the child support. I got to make sure that I eat. I got to make sure my rent, lights, and all of that pay. I'm not buying jack because I can't afford it. But I said, when I get on, when the money start coming, and I'm blessed. So when I say all of that to say, when I get on and I see the stuff that Marvel is doing, I'm like, dude, it's disappointing. My feelings is hurt. Like, I let it be known, my favorite comic book character is Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds is pissing me off. Him and his wife is pissing me off. You know what I mean? Because he is attached to that character. I'm not going to take away the performance because the actor is being a dumbass or whatever the hell he's doing. I'm not. But have you noticed? I haven't really said anything about Deadpool or Deadpool this and Deadpool that, because, I might not be covering it because Pam is doing that and Kat is doing that and all the people I met along the way, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, right? But they're doing that, right? So I watched their stuff and I'm disappointed. But yet I see the side of Hollywood is like, we're going to make sure that they eat, though. No matter what, we're going to make sure they eat, though. Mahershala Ali, you know what I mean? Yahya Abdul Mateen, because I don't want to hear Chill's Canadian mouth. You know what I mean? Look at me, said it again. So it's like, you know, he's playing Wonder Man, where you got a perfectly good black character named T'Challa, just missing in action. Meet Mike Coulter, perfectly good actor. Don't even have a. It was crazy. The day that I went, he didn't have nobody for real in his line. Everybody was there for Pam Grier and for Lloyd. What's his name? For Back to the Future. Just can't think of his name off tops. You know what I mean? Great Scott. You know, Lloyd Bridges. Not Lloyd Bridges. I can't think of his name right now because my brain is just fried. Because I'm not going to lie, it's a couple conversations that I seen in the chat yesterday that made me feel. Normally, I don't take the chat. Christopher Lloyd. I don't know why I said Lloyd Bridges. But, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, when that conversation came up about Sam Wilson, like, I really took that to heart. Because I'm like, I'm a real fan, like a fanatic. You know what the definition of a fan is? A fanatic, a crazy person. You know what I'm saying? They are real serious, and there's real serious along the people along the way. Whether I rock with them, still or not, I'm never going to take away their fandom and the way that they operate as far as what they want to do on their YouTube channels or talking about this and the other. I'm not going to take that away. I'm not. Why? Because they're fans. And I understand where they're coming from. You know, they want a united front. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. But I also, you know, you have to respect kind of where I'm coming from because I put myself in this particular lane to talk about this stuff. Even though it's like being a journalist, right? If you're from a certain neighborhood or something like that, you grew up, you got out of that bad situation, the things that you've seen growing up in your neighborhood and stuff like that. And then you got to, you know, report on all the atrocities that you see and nobody's helping. No, you know what I mean? And you're like, I got to do my job. But at the same time, like, damn, I got to be able to speak up against the things that I'm seeing too. That's kind of the position that I'm in. Like, I see the atrocities going on, but damn, I still got to cover these movies. I got to cover these shows. You know what I mean? Because I got to get my opinion. This is what I chose to do. I chose to do this. Whether people agree with it or not, I chose to do it. I'm not, and that's why I said yesterday, I'm not going to tell people to, besides the petition that I made that petition for a reason to boycott that game. Whether you do or not, it's on you. That's not my bag. But to point out the blatant hypocrisy, this is something that I can do. Because that has never been done before, especially in the superhero genre. Just never been done before. That's like you go buy Super Mario Brothers and you're playing with Toad. You know what I'm saying? And Princess Peach, the whole game. You can't even choose, you know, anybody else. You know, you're a Goomba. Yeah, let's put a Goomba in there. You know what I'm saying? And now he's the hero. Like, but I can't play with Mario? I can't even play with Luigi? Are you serious? I don't want to play that. That's boring. Because I came for that's the only reason why. but I can also see where other people is coming from. That's what's making me conflicted when it comes to Marvel. I hate you right now, Marvel, because you have me at a crossroads. You have me like, man, do I like Sentry? Hell yes. Do I want to see him on screen? Hell yeah. You know who I also want to see on screen? Goddamn Blade. Sorry, Roberta, because the spirit might come out. But I want to see Blade too. I want to see a T'Challa, not a Toussaint. You see what I'm saying? I want to know Monica's story. I'm gonna tell y'all, because I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say the quiet parts out loud now, because I didn't want to step on the toes. I didn't want to. My channel was not blocked, but what was my thought? Hold on, let me get to my thought. With Lord have mercy. Even with Be Real with D Real and Theo B, I have no problem with what they're doing on their respective channels. None whatsoever. And I get it. They rock a different way than I do. That's okay. I was never mad, about what they chose to do and what I chose to do. Did I try to be funny and make a joke or whatever when he was dead serious? Because I could understand to a certain extent why a person will be mad because they're not showing the black father in a story that has a black superhero and the father is absolutely missing. But I can also understand that character wasn't the main focus of that movie either. So they're going to sidestep a couple other things. So there's a duality there. Is it wrong or right? So it really is how you perceive the art. I know that's not a story. That's why I'm asking for the story. You know what I mean? Did I ever want to fall out with anybody that I've ever met on this YouTube? Nope. But I can understand that we all have a season, and within that particular season, you go your way, I go mine. But I'm never going to deny anyone's fandom that don't fool with me no more, because I understand. But you also at the same time, you can't make me feel conflicted because I don't go with the program that you want me to go with either. The people that was in the chat that was mad because I looked at Sam Wilson as a token ass character with that Captain America outfit on. He is a token. I'm sorry to tell you. Think about it like this. Right? You have a character who's been around since the 70s, right? You had the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s to tell a proper story that everybody could get on board, elevate him. Sam Wilson is Falcon, and make him on the same tier as your Iron Mans, your Thors, your Captain Americas, your Hulks, whatever, your Black Widows, your Wasps. Talk about comic wise, right? Put him on the same trajectory as them. But when you go and you hear the the writer say, man, well, I don't feel like he's elevated, so I'm gonna give him the Captain America outfit to make him feel y'all don't see, I'm sorry. Y'all don't see that that's a slap in the face to who he really is. So he had to put on a white man's outfit to make him better. But y'all don't see nothing wrong with that from the comic side. And then had a nerve to write a story about why people don't like him. I'm sorry. If I was a white guy, I'm keeping it a buck. If I was a white guy and I seen a brother in that outfit, I'd be pissed too. Because I'm like, why couldn't you just tell a better story for him? Why does he have to have on what if I'm a white guy who looked up to Captain America? Just like how they got pissed that they made Captain America like Hell Hydra and all of that. Like people were legitimately pissed off with Secret Empire. Like legitimately. Right? They're trying to tell a different story. I get it. But then you do stuff like that, just like how I got mad and he who shall not be named, the writer who had T'Challa getting this whole entire ass kicked by everybody in his comic, in his 15, book comic run. Like, are you serious? He's catching a fade from Captain America? Okay, yeah. Somebody say there's an agenda going on. Something is going on. Right? So, again, I'm saying all of this to say I get it. I get it. But again, I also like some of the white heroes too. This is what has me conflicted. I love some of the performances. Again, will I go see Fantastic Four? You damn right. I'm going to support Pedro Pascal because I like Pedro Pascal. You know what I mean? I like Pedro Pascal. I mean, he's already gone in the series I'm watching. Might as well go and watch him in Fantastic Four and see how good he is. Right? Just like I supported Sam Wilson, even though I don't like the moniker of him being Captain America, because that is a token position. Make you feel good about yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't see no Honduran American Captain America. Where's the Middle Eastern that was born and raised in America, American, who's Middle Eastern, whose ancestors come to Middle Eastern? Why ain't y'all making him Captain America? Oh, let's see how that goes. Let's see how people feel about that. It is more personal for me because I've been dealing with just black stuff since college. Well, actually since high school. With like, doing community events and doing this and doing that and all of that. Like, been doing this for years. Also being a comic book fan casting back when X-Men 92 was coming out, fan casting that. I've literally been a fan of Marvel since I was a little kid. There was Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. You know what I mean? When I was growing up. You know what I mean? That's hard to be like, I can't fool with y'all no more. You know what I mean? Guardians of the Galaxy. Phenomenal movie. I was still conflicted because I'm like, man, if we don't show, but I'm like, am I just going to be the only one though? Like, but I want to see a good movie. I want Marvel to win. Because if Marvel wins and they bring back the characters that they need to have, and they elevate those characters, they make them popular, bam, I give you this. I believe Monica Rambeau was very, very popular coming out of WandaVision, right? But they gave the miniseries to Agatha. Now, I'm not mad at the Agatha show or any of that. Not mad at it. But why couldn't she get a show? We got Echo. Why can't Monica? So that's the frustration that I feel when I'm like, oh my God, I hate you, Marvel. But I keep coming back because I'm in this relationship, this love-hate, complicated ass relationship, because I want to let you go, but it's hard because I've been loving you for so long. And loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right. You know what I mean? It's like, man, trust me, Jericho. Like, bro, we used to go to the Ninja Turtle, like Ninja Turtle. You can't take me away from Ninja Turtles. I don't care how I can complain about the movie. Still Turtles. Those monstrous, ugly ass turtles from Michael Bay, the Bay Turtles, still the turtles though. And no matter how crazy they look, I still love them. You know what I mean? So with me going to go see, because I'm gonna get off of here soon. It's a Eric Shaw. It's a toxic relationship. It's a toxic relationship because trust me, I want to leave you. I want to leave you so bad. It go, with my sneaky link over there at DC. Want to get with my sneaky link. But I've been loving Marvel. Again, when I was a kid, X-Men, the animated series, you go down to the arcade like Jericho just said, aka Bruce Leroy. We go to the arcade, we're on X-Men. We're on it. But no matter if they have the 4 or the 6, one where somebody could play Dazzler, because nobody really wanted to be Dazzler because Dazzler sucked. Everybody either wanted to be Wolverine or Storm because they had the best powers on you, or Nightcrawler. Nobody wanted to be Colossus either because all he did was go, ah! Dog, wear that game out. We done spent $20. You know what I mean? We done spent $20 on one game. We've been over here for an hour trying to beat Magneto. People done went and left. I'm still on it because I'm a fan. Same thing with Turtles, though. Same thing with Turtles. Yeah, Eric Shaw being a Cowboys fan, I would know nothing about it. But I was a Chiefs fan when we would get real close. We had the 13-3 record, get in the playoffs and kick it away in the first game. I guess that's how the Lakers feel right now. I am. Pam, Sister Pam. I'm begging, baby. I'm begging, baby. Just do me right. When I go see Thunderbolts today, just do me right. Do me right. Do me right. I don't want me. But Warriors F. Is it Warriors F? There is. But here where I'm at, no, that Colossus sucked. Colossus sucked on that game. I don't care what you say. Colossus sucked. There is. But where I'm at, our local comic shops do not carry indie comics. So I had to buy them online, or like I met a lot of indie writers at Planet Comic Con that I went to last month. But again, I think Warriors F. I don't know how old you are or whatever. I'm not taking anything away from what you're saying because you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, right? There's all these other stuff. At the same time, I kind of want you to put yourself in my shoes, where all you had was Marvel and DC for a long time. That's all you know. It's like trying to put somebody from the hood and you be like, hey, let me take you to the fancy restaurant. And you like, man, I just want some burgers and some fries though, cuz. I'd be like, what? Like, we got you in a fancy restaurant, you get some potatoes and steak or whatever. He don't know no better because it's all he knows. Now he tries to dabble and dip, but that first love, you never forget your first love. Everybody got one. That from time to time you think about. You're like, I wonder what so-and-so is doing. You know what I mean? You don't like them, but you're like, man, it's that one. They get you here. That was Marvel. Marvel has a history with me. Again, watching The Incredible Hulk on syndication with my uncle is a memory for me as a kid, because my uncle loved The Incredible Hulk. He loved Bill Bixby. He loved Bill Bixby. And again, you don't know. You don't, just like me. I love David Hasselhoff. I don't care if he's drunk eating a burger. That's still my guy. You see what I mean? Like, that's still my guy because I grew up a Knight Rider fanatic, a fan. You know what I mean? Oh, David Banner. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, Scott's power is kind of stupid. But no, not Colossus. I don't like Colossus on that game. I'm not playing with Colossus. I'd be mad if I got to play Colossus. I'd rather be Dazzler. Or I'd rather be Storm, honestly. But anyway, so it's like that. Like I said, somebody pointed out Marvel versus Capcom 2 is right there. Marvel Superheroes is the little one next to it. You know what I mean? That's next to it. Going to the, you know what I mean? It's hard. That's why I hate them right now, because I love them so much. I love them. And when you love something, it's hard to leave. They say let it go, but man, it's hard to let it go because you love it. That's why I hate it so much. I hate the way that I feel because, man, some people will make you feel like, you know, like you suck because you know what they're doing. Why would you go and support that? Like, man, I feel you. Man, it's hard to let this breezy go so easily. You know what I mean? So yeah. But let me give you a word from our sponsor. Then I'm going to get to the question of the day. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mac and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. So again, if you want to be a part of the crew, it's nothing but $2.99 a month to be a part of the crew. And shout out to all the crew members who help keep this channel going. Because sometimes this is hard. This is hard to be a streamer. Because majority of the times I'm streaming, especially in the mornings. So I thank you. Who was that? Who was that bearded sponsor? But you know what I mean? It's you're the real deal. Back in the day, I heard that the Hulk's civilian identity in Incredible Hulk TV show was David Banner, and some folks thought the name Bruce was somehow man. But I love that show. And oh man, what's the comedian? I want to shout out this comedian. That always brings up the man. Oh God, it's Devin Clark. Follow Devin Clark comedy on Instagram. He always brings up the old Incredible Hulk, Knight Rider, all of that stuff in his skit in his recaps of certain things. Is funny. Devin Clark comedy. My guy just posted something right now with Star Trek. Does this stuff all the time. Dog, dope. Super dope. So make sure to check him out. But let's get to this. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me get to this real fast. Let me share my screen. Thanks to Marley Moore, because Marley Moore was the only one who knew the assignment, who absolutely knew the assignment. I'm trying to find out. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to show you this real quick. And again, shout out to Marley Moore because he understood the assignment. So the question of the day comes from my man Marley Moore. And again, you can do the question of the day because I'm going to do it tomorrow. Also, after Death Battle Fridays, tomorrow I'm doing Bardock versus Omni-Man. I heard it's very controversial. So I gotta do a reaction video to it because I heard it's super controversial. So that's going to be tomorrow, Dead Battle Fridays, Omni-Man versus Bardock. I heard it's the ending is wild. And if it's what I think it is, I can't wait to do a reaction video to it. And I'm going to, do a reaction, do my out of the theater, reaction to Thunderbolts. I'm going to go see the 2:00 showing, so I might go home, pop the live stream on for just a second. You know what I'm saying? Give you a non-spoiler review on what I thought. All right. Question of the day comes from my man Marley Moore. He said, who was the coldest 80s villain of them all? Who was here trying to win but had incompetent soldiers on his team? Skeletor, Megatron, Cobra Commander, Mumbra, Shredder, Hordak, or Gargamel? I'm mad he said Gargamel. Bishop Age. So I did not answer this because I wanted to answer it today. You already know where I'm going with this. If you know, if you know me, I'm going to go with my man Megatron. Now, Skeletor is a good right on his heels because, good God, he had Beastman and what's my man with the fish face? Now, that dude has some incompetent folks, but Megatron had, where he at? Hold up. Let me bring him over here. Come on over here. Hold up, because I got to full screen this. He had this guy right here. Let's get him in the shot. This guy right here, holding Megatron right now. This dude right here flubbed up a lot of his plans that he was trying to do. If I was the leader of the Decepticons, we wouldn't need your stupid plans. I mean, good God almighty. You know what I mean? Good God almighty, did he met him? Just one dude, not a whole group of people. It was Starscream. Everybody else is loyal. Everybody. Well, let me take that. Not everybody, because Blitzwing thought he was going to be the next Starscream too. One episode, he thought he was going to be the next Starscream, but Soundwave, you know what I mean? Loyal, you know what I mean? The Coneheads, Thundercracker, Skywarp, loyal. Refractor, loyal. You know what I mean? Everybody that was on this team was loyal except for one dude. And that's what I'm saying. I can have a team of incompetent people, and I know I ain't going nowhere. Skeletor had a whole team of people that was stupid. A whole group of dummies. Super duper dummies. Not Megatron, though. Megatron didn't have a whole group of just dummies. You know what I mean? I don't even know how Skeletor did. Hordak actually didn't have a whole team of dummies. Gargamel was just a dummy by himself. Mumra did not have a whole team of idiots either. It was Skeletor who did. Mumra was getting destroyed by the power of love and rainbows and flowers and unicorns. Cobra Commander. Now, the difference between Cobra Commander had the dopest second in command of all times in Deathstroke. The dopest second in command of Cobra Commander was the goop ball, not Deathstroke. Deathstroke came out there with his pip cane, all of that. Yeah. Nah. But Megatron had soldiers. It was one idiot that will, because he always wanted to put dissent in everybody's ear. As a matter of fact, what makes Starscream so dope is that in Transformers, the movie from 1986, he beat up everybody on inside of Astro Train. You know what I mean? Devastator, the Constructicons, beat everybody. Beat up everybody. It became the leader of the Decepticons. So it ain't like he ain't got hands. He was messing up Megatron's plans. all the time. So I remember, I do remember the Dungeons and Dragons. But we're talking about the 80s because the 90s is a little, Rita Repulsa has some, yeah. But 80s cartoon villains, Megatron had the only, he just had somebody who tried to, but Cobra Commander actually, I mean, the Crimson Twins, you know what I'm saying? Storm Shadow, I'm talking about he got riders. The Baroness, he got riders. It's him. It's Cobra Commander's the dummy. Destro, come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on. Yeah, the Clemson Twins, Tomax and Zamat. His Tomax is just backwards. But man, yeah, man. Yeah, 80s. Yeah, 80s Marvel Transformer comics. Yeah. Megatron was no Man, let me put him up. Let me put him up though. Let me put my guy up. I got a whole what's funny? That's my favorite Transformer of all times. Is him. That's my favorite. Starscream is my favorite. Starscream and Soundwave are my favorite Transformers of all time. There is no other Transformer I love more than Starscream and Soundwave. And my brother laughs at me because 80 Soundwave, I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's my guy right there. You know what I mean? Starscream, I don't care how much he's an idiot. That's my guy. Yeah, he's my guy. So, love-hate relationship. Love him to death. I hate the dumb stuff he does. But in the comics and actually in certain other media, especially the Dreamwaves comic, Starscream ain't as dumb as you think he is. So, just saying. But yes, that's just my explanation of my love-hate relationship. Why I hate Marvel, because I love you so much. And you make me sick. I be like, I feel like old baby boy where old girl was like, I hate you too. And then they was doing nasty stuff afterwards. I ain't doing that. But that's the way I feel.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I got to wrap it up because I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? What's up, SKNL Sam? What's up? And then everybody who came through here, D Stizzle was up in the house. Gray is up in the house, man. I always love it and appreciate when I see you guys up in here. Urban Guru is up in here. Dane C is up in here. My man Rashad Walker is just hating on my man Starscreen voice. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Puma Lee is up in here. Appreciate y'all. Tina, aka Mintygasm, is up in here. You know what I mean? Let me see who's also up in here. That I didn't get to. Of course, Be Positive is up in here. Tor Ravel, I think I shouted you out. That's still my guy. Let me see. Bixen Mage, I think I got you. I just want to make sure that I shout out everybody who is there. Don't forget the question of the days. Now we're going with the question of the days. Put the question of the day in here. I'm going to do it a little bit differently because I think I'm going to film it. You know what I'm saying? Before, so I can just play the video and you could be able to see the question of the day or whatever. But, or I film and put the question of the day so I can read it out and then I will give my response, so that's how I want to do it going forward. But make sure y'all putting in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, in the comment section. If you have a question for me, I don't want Marley Moore being the only one because he got a couple good ones. Because I was going to comment on that Casey Jones one because, You got to just dress for the job that you want and be yourself. He was being himself. You know, Puma Lee and Daisy, what's up, what's up, what's up? You know what I mean? I think I seen Andre Ware up in here. You know, of course, Sister Pam is up in here. I just want to make sure that I shouted out everybody that I possibly can before I let you guys go. Of course, Eric Shaw. Eric Shaw says, "Gonna bring me back." We ought to say, "Don't give me hope." Brandon Hammond is up in here. What's up? And I do agree with you. I did not see that. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. All right. DK Bones, Citizen Kane is up in here. Cool D is up in here. Urban Guru, I think I shouted you out. Just want to make sure. The Informant Media, shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who, like I said, who comes in and rocks with me, I appreciate y'all. Sometimes when I go on my rants or whatever, you know what I mean? Ricky, we like my fellow five-head brother. That is hilarious. Appreciate somebody who got just enough head as I do. Pause. Anyway, let me get you guys out of here so you guys can enjoy your Thursday. Again, I'm going to go see Thunderbolts at 2:00. I gotta wake up at 1 so I can get there too. So I will come home, jump on the live before I go to work, and let y'all know what's going on. But again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you again for chatting and being in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to you, Puma Lee. But again, if you like what I'm talking about, you got a question of the day, put it in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Am I wrong of how I feel on here? I got love for everybody. I want everybody to prosper. Peace, love, and shalom to everyone. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Where's my outro at? Look, I gotta make sure to get this forehead together because I gotta go. Where's it at? I guess I gotta get out of here. Let's go. Where that? Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.